Oh, God. Well, that was alarming. Everything is fine! Why are you guys already aggressive? Oh, is it that door right there? Did I go through this door? Right, this is the one with the elevator. Huh. Which comes out here? Okay. I guess that's a quicker way from Rosaria's bonfire back to this area. Instead of having to run through that muck. I don't think that was it, though. Hello. The microphone got disconnected during the recording. So, the rest of this episode, and possibly 2 episodes after this, are going to be brought to you by post-production. The seed of a giant tree is a consumable for turning enemies in the environment against invaders, who they don't usually target. It has a chance of spawning after being invaded by a phantom, with a starting chance of 0%, but it increases by 10% for each invader, to a maximum of 50%, and returns to 0% when the item spawns. There he be. The first chance to meet unbreakable patches is in the Cathedral of the Deep, up near the raisable sluice wall that you can walk across.
Sorry, friend. Be more careful. By the gods, curiosity is going to kill you, kittens. Some places are better left alone, you know. Oh, sorry. Am I a tad too late?
I've never had someone use kittens as a derogatory term before. It's a little weird. In the Cathedral of the Deep, he's disguised as Sigvard of Katarina, whose armor he has stolen. And he tells you that there's treasure across the bridge. And when you try to cross, he lowers the bridge with the intent of having the giants kill you so he can take your stuff. He has additional lines if you've already killed both the giants. And if you make it back up to him, he apologizes and you get the prostration gesture. However, if you enter the rafters before meeting him, he moves on to his next location right away. Here, where he locks you inside the Firelight Bell Tower, again to try to kill you. Because you either need to climb down by jumping on the coffins like I did, or you use the Dark Sign or a Homeward Bone to escape.
You're alive. Now, hold your horses. Let's have a nice talk about this. I'll come clean. I did you wrong. I didn't mean it, though. Not one bit. You get these urges, running the business and all, and I hate myself for it. I do. You know what I mean. Terrible, really. But I can see you'll forgive me. You're alive, after all. And that's what counts, right? Oh, for heaven's sake, no need to jest with a face like that. You're still alive, and I'm here grovelling in the dirt, so to speak. Oh, I know. Here, a token of my sincerity. Right and proper, huh? We're just a couple of outcasts. Let's make the best of it.
At this point, he functions as another merchant. He would eventually arrive on his own to Firelink if you defeat the Abyss Watchers, even if you never encounter him anywhere else. In his shop inventory, he also has Sigvard of Katarina's armor, the Katarina set and Pierce shield.
I see you've met Rat, the slinking rodent. But he did me a good turn back in Lothric Dungeon. Doubtless I should do something about that little dead. Well, maybe not. Well, I can hardly believe he's still standing.
But where might the now nude Sigvard be, if Patches has his armor and was perpetrating an identity fraud most foul? Well, Lassie, of hit 1954 TV series Lassie fame, he's out here in the well. This is triggered by opening the main doors of the cathedral.
Hello? Hello? Anyone there? Anyone at all? Oh. I know that voice. Just how long has it been? It's me, Sigvard of Katarina. I'm loath to admit it, but I've been had. Someone's swiped my armor. Did you happen to see it anywhere? Oh, yes, I see. Not to worry. Great planning begets great fortune. An old tenant of the Knights of Katarina. And I am a master planner, I do say. Ha 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 ha.
I'll get him his armor later. For now, I have something else to do. Other people to kill. And armor to get. It's that one crib just hanging from the ceiling that really... it's weird. Let me just drop by and finally figure out how to get this covenant real fast before moving on. It's a very specific spot you have to stand in. Here's something important to note. If you want to follow the questline of Cirrus of the Sunless Realms, you can't give Rosaria any pale tongues. Before patch 1.04, even equipping the Rosaria's Fingers Covenant item, or using her customization features, was enough to make an enemy of Cirrus and fail her questline. Once you follow Cirrus's quest to their end... these slugs. Look at them. They're very aggressive. Once you followed Cirrus's quest to their end, you can return and progress in Rosaria's Covenant to your heart's content. Desire? Content? Whatever. I believe that this is where patches in Sigvard's armor would be, if you hadn't already triggered him to move to Firelink. he'd be standing here and direct you across the bridge. And then after you come back around, he would be at the lever on the other side, I think. I don't know. Before I head off to deal with the Deacons, I've got to go deal with an NPC real fast. Longfinger Kirk! Sounds like he'd have a hell of a career as a proctologist. There's something in the cathedral. Something, Kirk. Good work, dummy! Kirk, like Patches, is a recurring character in the series. His first appearance was in Dark Souls 1, where he was an invader in service of the Fair Lady, Quelaag's blind and sickly sister. Currently, he is in service to Rosaria, who is similarly mutated and physically maligned as Quelaag's sister was. Kirk's whole deal is spikes. Everything he's got is spikes. The barbed sword is spikes, the spiked shield is spikes, and his armor set, the Armor of Thorns, is spikes. Additionally, the Armor of Thorns allows its wearer to inflict slight damage to enemies that they roll into, as seen in famed YouTube video Dark Souls 3 Kirk Fan Club open parenthesis Armor of Thorns trolling close parenthesis by Iron Pineapple. Man, this game's quiet. The Armor of Thorns shows up here after you kill Kirk. And rest at the bonfire, I guess. But you'd think that there'd be, like, cathedral music. A choir of some sort. Something. Some sort of music. Something. Not just these guys gurgling. But I guess this is a dead world. Not a lot of people would be singing. Except in boss fights, I guess. I didn't even try to dodge that. I just let that happen. Didn't react at all. Since I've already got a fire in my soul, we might as well head back up and summon some people to help. You run down these stairs to break aggro from the enemies. But right at the top, we have Anri and Horace. And having these two with you make this boss fight a joke. Because the Deacons are bad. They're not Bed of Chaos bad. They're just a bad boss. I was so worried Horace was going to wander off and fight somebody. That would have been terrible. Anri and Horace aren't what you would consider smart. They don't know to go after the glowing one. But you do. And while all of these guys are distracted by the two Nimrods, you can go after the one that actually needs killing. God, it's like a set of dominoes was given life and decided to be malicious. This boss fight is so bad. This is actually Aldrich's tomb. I think this big rock slab in the middle is actually his coffin. I keep saying actually. But this is also a dead end. Aldrich just kind of wandered away somewhere else. And his underlings, the Deacons, particularly the Super Pope in the middle, is the one are just hanging out here. For some reason. You do need to fight them. You need to get the small doll from them in order to enter Irithyll of the Boreal Valley and progress with the game.
Oh, and we meet again. We spoke before on the road of sacrifices. Anri, the restorer. I'm well pleased to see you safe. We reached the Cathedral of the Deep, but Aldrich's coffin was empty. The man-eater must have left for his true home. The little doll in the empty coffin told me. Aldrich is said to hail from Irithyll in the Boreal Valley, an ancient fabled city, a pilgrim told me that the city lies beyond Farron Keep, and so becomes our destination.
Horace is super trustworthy, and stable too. A real normal man. I've decided to buy back Sigvard's armor from Patches to give back to him, though there is some merit to leaving the armor with Patches related to Grey Rat. It's time for squats!
Oh, hello again. Welcome to Patch's Boutique of Wonders. Can't resist it, can you? My sumptuous selection.
Once you step onto the bridge to Irithyll of the Boreal Valley, Grey Rat will be able to go on a scavenging mission in the area. And he will die there if you beat another boss, unless either Sigvard or Patches is there to save him. Sigvard only saves him if he's in the kitchen above the Irithyll sewers. Sigvard is in this kitchen, which requires you to give him his armor back so he can move on from the well. But if you enter the Irithyll dungeons, Sigvard will move on to his next position and can no longer save Grey Rat.
Thanks, sweetie.
Sweeting? Ew. On the other hand, once Grey Rat has left to pillage Irithyll, you can tell Patches where he went, and he'll leave as well to rescue him, as he feels that he has a debt to repay. However, he's only able to save Grey Rat if he retains every piece of Sigvard's armor, for some reason. As with Sigvard, you need to alert Patches to Grey Rat's whereabouts before entering Irithyll dungeon, or he won't ask about him anymore and thus can't be sent to rescue him.
So, happened upon any twisted souls? Now.
After Aldrich left for the Boreal Valley, Archdeacon Royce remained in the cathedral with the high priests to keep eternal watch over their master's coffin. For some reason. Who knows with religion?
Aha, so
Regardless, I can make either a spell that I'm probably never going to be able to use, the Deep Soul, or a sword that can also be used as a spell catalyst. That looks also like a terrible sword. Look at it. It's bent, even.
treat the firekeeper not with shame.
quite a pickle indeed. Maybe I can fashion a replacement from I've got to use my head and think. Oh, my armor. My deepest gratitude. I, Siegfried of Caterina, salute you. With my trusty suit of armor, I'll be out of here in a jiffy. Until we meet again, comrade. No need to worry about me. With my trusty suit of armor, I'll be out of here in a jiffy.
But how, though? How does that help you get out of a well? I think it would make it harder to get out of the well.